Alright guys, do you remember this? We're going to revisit this because someone was kind enough to take the time out of their day to leave this comment, which I really appreciate. It says, I clicked this video because I wanted to learn about the definition of late-stage capitalism. This video does not appear to be that, but instead someone sharing their personal thoughts while they paint rocks. Whether the video is good or not is irrelevant because it's not what I was looking for. This should not be the third result when I type in what is late-stage capitalism. The title and description of the video are very misleading. I was quite disappointed. Now, thank you so much for letting me know that my video comes up really high in the search, and I completely agree with you. It should not be the third result. I'm quite surprised by that because other videos made by this channel, you can search the exact title and it won't pop up. And because you took the time to politely let me know this, I can't leave you disappointed. You really did me a favor here because, as you can see, the term late capitalism and late stage capitalism is just being used more and more frequently, so it'd be wise of me to get on this quickly. Don't think you know how grateful I am for your comment. Now, on this channel we like to start with where something came from to help us understand what it means. So, I found this article from 2017 by The Atlantic. I'll have all the links below, of course, and the title is Why the Phrase Late Capitalism is Suddenly Everywhere, an investigation into the term that seems to perfectly capture the indecencies and absurdities of the modern economy. Okay, in a couple of paragraphs down in this article, it says, a German economist named Werner Sombart seems to have been the first to use it around the turn of the 20th century, so we're not surprised that a German economist from the early 1900s was also anti-Semitic. Anyways, back to what we're reading. With a Marxist theorist and activist named Ernest Mandel popularizing it a half a century later. For Mandel, late capitalism denoted the economic period that started with the end of World War II and ended in the early 1970s, a time that saw the rise of multinational corporations, mass communications, and international finance. Roberts said that the term's current use departs somewhat from its original meaning. It's not this sense that things are getting so bad that the revolution is going to come, he told me, but rather that we can see the ligaments of the international system that the socialists will be able to seize and use. Mandel did warn about the forces of automation, globalization, and wage stagnation, and feared that they would tear at the social fabric by making workers miserable. Still, during the period that he defined as late capitalism, the American middle class was flourishing and Europe was healing. There was an irony to it being originally used to refer to the one time things were going well for a while. Richard Uselson, a contributing editor at Dissident and an expert on the labor movement. And here's a more recent article about it from October 2020 titled Late Stage Capitalism, Its Characteristics and Why the Term is Trending. Late stage capitalism is a popular phrase that targets the inequities of modern day capitalism. It describes the hypocrisy and absurdities of capitalism as it digs its own grave. It spotlights the immorality of corporations using social issues to advance their brand. An example is Budweiser spending $5 million on a Super Bowl ad to advertise how it donated millions of cans of clean water for disaster relief efforts. Another example is Starbucks' Race Together campaign. And there were also some examples in the other article I read from. A job advertisement celebrating sleep deprivation, that's late capitalism. Freewheeling Coachella outfits that somehow all look the same and cost thousands of dollars, also late capitalism. Same goes for the Wi-Fi connected $400 juicer that does no better than human hands. Pepsi's advertisement featuring Kendall Jenner. United Airlines forcible removal of a seated passenger who just wanted to go home. And the glorious debacle that was the Fyre Festival. Characteristics of late-stage capitalism. Late-stage capitalism describes the unrealistic perspectives of the wealthiest 1%. In the same vein, it highlights how the middle class is largely oblivious to the struggles of the poor. It is the sense that monopolies and the oligarchs that run them have rigged the system in their favor. They have hired well-paid lobbyists to influence politicians. They won Supreme Court cases such as Citizens United vs. Fed 2010. That gave corporations the same rights as people. This allows them to spend untold millions on political ads that benefit them. I'm particularly grateful that you made me bring up this topic again, because we've gone through a pandemic now where we've witnessed things like price gouging of PPE and selling it off to the highest bidder, with it being particularly bad in America. And I think even before the pandemic, America is the example of late-stage capitalism. You can even see it with how Texas's energy grid is going. Price gouging, investments not made to keep things running, and America's healthcare system. And so my final thoughts on this, to wrap it all up, my understanding of late capitalism, is the direct results of capitalism that we have to live with today. And that encompasses everything from the political corruption and brands trying to capitalize on social issues, people trying to make a quick buck from disasters like pandemics or natural disasters, and just scams. And obviously being sold crap, useless stuff that we don't really need. Like, I don't know, some rocks being sold with paint and a 20-page booklet telling you to paint emojis on it. But thank you for watching. Thank you for that comment. I hope this video is closer to what you're looking for.